There's got to be the most boring show on YouTube in the vinyl.
We are.
Yeah.
This is literally the worst stream, horribly organized, and no one is paying
It's just
attention
bad.
to the other person.
No, it's pathetic.
I like getting up in the morning when it's sort of just barely light. I mean, it's getting lighter now, but I like this.
You do?
I like the morning when it's quiet and there's not like you don't hear a lot of cars
Now,
on the street.
Has there
Come
ever
on.
been a case where you lived in a loud neighborhood there? Where you
I've been always off on sort of a couple of streets over, but one point I was not far from a fire station, and then maybe a couple blocks away. I never lived on a real heavy street. Loud street.
surprisingly, there's a big giant hospital over here. I think there's up not far away is where the ambulance company is. But surprisingly, where I live, it's kind of quiet. Except when I'm streaming and I'm loud and people 3 blocks away can hear me screaming at people.
Yeah, we have a lot of noise in my neighborhood. It's fucked up.
Yeah, horses having sex with each other.
Horses, you know what goats sound like? They sound like babies crying. And then
Where's there a goat in your neighborhood?
someone has goats. And then there's
I've never
coyotes.
seen a goat. I've never heard you mention a goat.
I've heard goats, but I don't. They're
You heard them?
there. Yeah, they cry. They scream like babies.
No,
And
you've
then
heard. You're
we
a
have the
goat herder.
constant. We have the constant drone of the Vulcan land.
Is that-
Should
have
I
you
go
ever-
pull out the goat's head soup insert now?
Yeah, you
I
got to
have-
cut your head off a goat, though.
I have one somewhere around here, like a random insert.
I think I have about 5 or 6 or 7 of them because for some reason with that album, we got a lot of returns at the store when it came out. And I kept taking the inserts home with me. When we put the records in the return thing, they didn't care when you return records. We would pull inserts out. I used to take all the Grateful Dead stickers out of the double Grateful Dead live album.
Oh, nice. You
Skull
still have
Road.
any?
I don't have any more now.
I stupidly put them on my Volkswagen vans.
I did too, and they would
It's an old
fade.
van.
They would fade. They would
Well,
cut
yeah,
that
but
out.
still.
They needed to do better inks, not unfadable inks or something.
We didn't do stupid shit like that when I was young.
So Angelo's back home, isn't he? Are you back home?
Angelo, are you back home? Angelo, are you going to Den Bosch this weekend?
You see, Mike did a video this morning.
Yeah, I asked
Turkey
Mike.
told that goat.
I texted Mike to look for one record for me.
I didn't know the big news that he has a new girlfriend. He's taking a Den Bosch.
Okay. I have an issue with that. He goes, my new girlfriend. I go, dude, it's your girlfriend. It's like new. But
Well, it would
actually,
be.
Angelo and I and Angelo's son hung out with Mike and his girlfriend. Very nice person. Extremely very nice.
Yeah, but if you want someone to shoot video stuff, you could have taken like me or someone, and we could have shoot video. But it's more fun. Is it more fun with your girlfriend? I don't know. A new girlfriend.
I think she's up for the adventure. She seems to me like a person who's up for the experience of doing something different.
He's just trying to be nice to him. That's all.
What she's not by talking to her, this whole record nonsense is new to her. She doesn't know it.
6 months, she'll be so fucking done with it.
I think she's already fucking done with it. But
we wish you well, Mike in Groove. Cheers.
I think he said he leaves tomorrow.
Can I'll say 2 words to Mike.
Yeah.
Prenup.
Is that 2 words or 1?
Prenup.
Wait. How much? Yeah, Mazzy, how much experience have you had with prenups?
I've never been legally married.
Okay, there you go.
But I know a lot of people, men and women, who got kind of fucked over from
It
one
doesn't
of the
matter
other.
if you're legally married. If you're together,
You know what
for a
happens
certain
is the couple gets screwed, and the lawyers are the ones that drag it on and get more money long as it drags up.
Why? Okay, here's the deal. These two old guys so hopeful for Mike and his girlfriend that he's already
No, but I have a
horrible
there's a
ending.
couple friends of ours, friends of Michelle
Mike's
and I.
already got one divorce. I've got two.
Yeah. But there was a settlement, and one of the lawyers said, don't take the settlement. And then it ended up going on for about a year and a half. And if they had taken the settlement with one of the parties had taken, it was a good settlement, I thought. And they would have both ended up with more money than they did waiting and fighting it out a year and a half. The lawyers got that money that the other one would have gotten.
Yes.
Well, there you go.
I
My
did
first-
listen, but
my first divorce.
I was registered domestic. Michelle and I were registered domestic partners in San Francisco.
Yeah, but what's the deal in California? If you're together for 7 years, you're automatically
Yeah,
Your
I don't
common
know.
law.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, your common law.
Well,
your common law.
only in California, and we're not together anymore. So
No, I'm saying in terms of a divorce, your common law.
now, Mazzy, I was a little kid, but I used to watch. I used to watch Entertainment Tonight, and I distinctly remember that whole big Lee Marvin.
Yeah.
Is that what changed the laws in California, or they existed?
There was a law based on that, as I recall. I don't know all the details, but yeah. In fact, they called the name of the two. The Marvin.
My first divorce. I was very young, didn't have any money, and I found in Venice at the beach. I found an ex-nun. She wasn't a nun anymore. She was an attorney now, and she handled my divorce, and I paid her in pot. Swear to God, true story. I paid her in pot, and she handled paperwork for me.
To be Jim, that's how most of your transactions work, right?
Back then, yeah, not so much anymore.
Coffee, Dave.
I'm buying weed now. I'm not selling it anymore. It used to be a little cottage industry. I was a little entrepreneur dude.
No, I mean, Michelle and I lived together for a long time, but when we both bought places up here in this area, we split everything. I mean, we have different tastes, so everything's split very easily. We never intermingled our finances, except we had a separate account for our, at the time, the mortgage and our son expenses, household expenses.
Separate beds.
Put everything together. My stuff was hers. Never judgment of my record buying or music interest, which was great. Not one of those things you got to sneak records in. She had her stuff, I had my stuff, so that wasn't an issue. It was good. So, and healthy in a lot of ways when you think about it.
But Jim has the best reason.
It's a nice setup for a divorce. It's a great, healthy setup for a divorce. Go on.
What was the reason for your two divorces? She was batshit crazy, or that was just one of them?
No, I didn't. The judge said, when Mickey Mouse wanted a divorce from Minnie Mouse, the judge said, it says here that you claim that you want a divorce because of insanity. And Mickey said, I didn't say she was insane. I said she was fucking dopey.
Yeah.
No. First of all, you got to do the voice, and that's the wrong punchline.
Yeah.
He said she was fucking goofy.
Yeah, there you go.
Or goofy or dopey, whatever.
You know what?
Dopey's not a friend of theirs. Goofy's a friend of theirs.
Actually, I have it on good fact that the reason the two women divorced Jim is because of his jokes. It's like a Seinfeld episode.
Yeah, it's Goofy.
No, the first woman.
Goofy was a friend of Mickey and Minnie. Dopey was from the
pure hatred.
Dwarfs.
The first woman divorced
different neighborhood.
Jim. Hatred. The second one divorced me out of pure hatred. So after a while, they hate me. I can understand that.
Well, wait. When did you get clean? While you're married to your current wife, or before?
Oh, I didn't know he wasn't clean.
No,
he got himself clean.
I stopped doing cocaine in 1985. Wife number 2, and that was the beginning of the end because she liked me better dopey.
Dopey, yeah.
She liked me better dopey. She did not like me sober. So she got mad.
The judge, when during the second divorce, the judge said, "You say here she was fucking dopey, docked, sneezy."
Yeah, she's fucking the whole group. But
Smegma.
all wives hate Zappa. All wives, all three were Zappa haters. But wife number 3, just the other day in the car, I put some Frank on, made her listen, and she goes, "Wow, this isn't bad. How come you don't play this all the time?"
He does play. I don't need to own a Zappa record.
Oh, fuck you. And the horse you rode in.
I have some Zappa records.
I have a lot of Zappa. I have a lot of
What a
Zappa.
fool.
I have Zappa records, but I don't need to own them.
Daily. You have to play them daily.
I have maybe 25 or so. That's
maybe I have 5.
Out of his 100, out of his 200.
I think we should start talking about something like the people are into, like the benefits or not benefits of 45 versus 33 RPM records.
You know, I'll tell you this.
I don't know why we would talk about that, because you obviously can't hear.
Yeah, I put on every time lately I've put on a 45 record, I go, wow, why are they singing so slowly? And then I have to realize I have to change the sound.
If it's a short record and they cut it at 45, so it's still on a single disc, I have no problem with that.
But I know getting up is so hard.
No, you're missing the point.
So hard.
To me, it's not the getting up. It's not the getting up and flipping it. It's the flow of the music.
Yeah, it's the flow of the music.
Oh, I see. So
interrupt it. And if you're not APing records, and most people when they listen to records don't take one cut and play another cut.
Can I do
the album through?
You're talking about background.
Can I do a mini rant? Can I do a little mini rant?
Yeah, you are.
Can I do a little mini rant?
I have to turn my shit off.
If you are someone who constantly and has a large collection of 45s, like the 7 inches, you're insane. If that's what you're listening to, you're insane. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Well, if somebody likes him, all the power to him. If you know,
no, the only thing about it is, Mazzy, and I'm sure the only thing about it is, and maybe someday you'll be able to get this, is that they simply sound better.
Some
period.
do.
And if you appreciate that, then you appreciate it.
I don't think it's across the board.
I don't think it sounds. I don't hear it. I don't think it sounds that.
No, I don't think across the board it does. Sometimes it does. I thought the Doors box, for instance, L.A. Woman sounded better AP 45. The rest of them, I give either equal or better to the Rhino Hi-Fi 33.
Okay, so and
that's because of mastering.
Where we were at the In Groove, Melinda, you listen to all the 45s you want. You'll never be insane.
45 singles are a different thing.
Hold on. What was I just talking about?
Melinda, I sent you an email a few months ago.
Okay, do your personal business on your own time. So when we were at Mike, the In Groove's house, he put on LA Woman. And I said to him, well, I thought you said like the new Rhino reissue. He goes, just for 2 songs. The 45 for two songs on that album. The Rhino Hi-Fi is good.
Well, I thought the AP 45 for LA Woman was better, but not by a lot, but it was better.
Okay.
But the other Doors albums, I found the Rhino 33s better than the AP 45s.
Melinda, if you have a jukebox, then you don't have to get up all the time. Well, I guess you
have to have enough quarters
that you can set up songs to play. So I don't know. Listen, if you listen,
I can see where
too much energy.
I can see where if you can't hear the difference, it wouldn't matter to you, Mazzy. The only thing about it is that there happens to be something involved called physics.
Yeah, I understand that.
Undeniable.
But if you're being,
other than the physics of it, yeah.
Jim,
okay.
But you only really notice it when you play one song against another song. When you're playing one, and then a week later, a month later, you play another album. If you have a really good mastered 33 album, you're not missing, and it's well done. I mean, shit, for 60 years.
Well, I didn't understand that. When was the last?
What are you missing? That's what's funny to me. I think a really well-recorded album is generally going to make a very listenable vinyl to play on your system. But when people start going in deep diving, the stage, what are you missing? Are you
Well,
missing
what you
that
just
you can
said.
hear someone scratching their butt while they're recording?
As a liberal, I
No.
don't even want to bring up the environmental
Yeah.
impact of a whole nother record.
Oh God, Massey. Well, from that point of view, as a liberal, I'm streaming.
Yeah,
I'm just going to be streaming.
hold on.
You should do
But
that,
all,
man.
but all that
the
storage,
next
all that
step.
storage out in
It'd be-
Arizona.
Yeah, unfortunately for
No,
us.
you should just be streaming. And you
Unfortunately-
should do it now because the value of those 7,000 records is sinking like a rock.
I don't care about the
Fortunately-
value. I don't care about
Fortunately for us, there's tons of video of Mazzy that we could bring up of him contradicting. He was here last week with that stupid ass Sinatra box that sounds like Sinatra was trapped in the box while he was recording.
Actually, it's a pretty interesting box, but yeah, it is.
How many records are in that box,
It's
Mazzy?
5.
Okay, there you go. End of story.
got the CD.
I don't need Sinatra. I have Jazz Bum Mike.
Is it tomorrow? Is tomorrow the announcement of that box?
No, it's today.
No, it's not. It's not today.
They said it was. I saw a blurb. It was today.
Oh,
Let me
is
check.
it? Well, I know because it's usually in the morning. I don't think it's today. If it's what I think it is, I know what it is. So I just found out, but I think it's going to surprise people. No one's guessed it so far that I've seen. Oh, tomorrow. Okay, Leland says tomorrow. There's going to be.
I don't know. Are they selling these things online or in stores?
They start online and then eventually they get to stores. Online, it's direct to consumer first, and then they press more and it's in stores.
Okay, it's Wednesday. Tomorrow is the announcement.
Yeah,
for the new hi-fi box.
The labels are cutting out the small guys, and the labels.
Well, hold on, Mr. Jim. The labels at first are cutting them out, and then when they're not selling them, they send them to the small guys.
And look at okay.
So that's when that's like after the.
Yeah, but Jim, the corporate shill I am apparently to two people in the Hoffman forums. Rhino, for instance, they put out a lot of stuff for stores. They put Rocktober stuff. They put Summer of Love stuff. They put Black Friday, obviously that stuff. But they also do the Black History Month stuff, the soul stuff, R&B stuff. So they put out a lot of product for stores. So this line, they start out. Now, I'm not saying it's a good thing or bad thing, but it's just the fact. It's not like they're only doing it direct to consumers. You know,
I see more and more labels doing direct to consumer, and I see more and more labels. I see more and more.
You know what?
And I see. Wait a minute, stop. I also see more and more labels doing more and more reissues inside instead of.
Well, let us finish, Rob.
Don't generalize. Give us specific examples.
Well, I'm saying they've got all these direct to consumer websites. Pretty much all of
they
them.
always have. You could always go to UDiscover and buy Universal products.
Not always. This is more and more and more since the pandemic. This has gotten huge.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Hold on.
A lot of people have record stores near them.
Give me examples. Give me examples
of what?
These titles you say that you see more and more and more. Don't generalize. Give examples.
Oh, okay. Well, I see Tone Poets. I see.
Well,
I don't
really. Hold on. They have a tone.
You asked me.
No, you're not even giving an example, but I'm trying to help you. You join the Tone Poet Club, and then every quarter they have a special one that you could only get.
4 records a year is direct. The rest of them you can buy at every store.
Here's the funny thing: all the titles they've been picking.
Yes, it's true, but you can get them first from Tone Poet.
No. Tone Poets don't release them first online. The day they're released, Rob. The day they're released, they're in a store. If your store orders them, and you can order them, you can pre-order them, but they don't ship usually until after release date anyway.
Well, it does. If you do, I believe if you belong to the club, they send them to you first.
Okay, well,
but that's the club. It's a club. It's not all they're. I think
I'm not saying it's all they do. I'm saying they're just skimming.
Every artist has a website that you can order direct from or Bandcamp, but they also sell in stores. But a lot of people don't live near records. Look at Novice Nick's here, and
I agree with you. A
bought
lot of
auction
people don't
stuff.
live near record
He has to
stores.
get in his
Why
car
is
and
that,
drive a
Mazzy?
couple hours.
Why
to a
is
record
that? Why is it that record stores, there used to be record stores and now there aren't?
because most people stream. That's why. It's not the primary. It's not
okay.
the primary delivery of music.
Hold on. I'll give you from knowing you, Jim. Here's my understanding of why there were record stores and they're not. Okay, they die, and then no one wants.
Very good. Yeah, they die. Someone came by and shot them in the head one at a time. All I'm saying is,
no, they
in general.
wait.
Never mind. All I'm saying is, Rob. No, all I'm saying is, in general, the labels, they don't even. First of all, they don't want to
make it. I know they don't want to make.
They don't want to make records, and if they're gonna make records, they're gonna sell them themselves. That's the direction I see. Period.
Okay. You know, to be, you're right in some level, but they want to get in stores. Yes, they make more money on a markup. Did you send Michael a link?
Hold on, I can run this show by myself.
Okay, I don't know if you're paying. You don't always pay attention.
All I'm saying to listen, Jim's on the phone now, calling the guy to have us all murdered.
Yeah,
he threatens me.
Rob and I and Jim are spoiled because in our areas we each have like 15 plus record stores within, half-hour driving, and LA might be 2 hours driving.
I can tell you this here in my newbie experience that the when they do these exclusives, they are stuck with a warehouse full of records and then they send them to the mom and pops or they offer them to them and then they sell them. That's what I've been seeing. Jim is more connected to record store owners and labels than I am. So he has his perspective, but that's, as an observer, that's what I see.
Yeah.
Hey, let's do this.
And wait, and Leland's right. The stores make more money, as we know, markup on used stuff anyway, if they do the work. If they do the work to go after collections, and it's a lot of physical and reaching out work. I mean, the days of someone walking in with a collection, it does happen, we know. Sometimes it happens wonderfully, but you have to kind of seek out and be aggressive in your area if you're competing with others.
Not only that, there is that, but there's also the boomers are croaking. And so
what did I just say?
They croak,
you just said someone's going around murdering them. I just said people die. Okay, so, guys.
Every day that I walk into a record store, I hear about a phenomenal collection that just came.
Every day you walk into a record store, you buy a record. That's what I see. Okay.
No, I talk to the owners.
All right. So I hope I hinted at this last week that Angelo, I, and his son, we went to Phoenix. We went to the In-Groove, had a great visit, went to go eat lunch, and Angelo goes, I forgot my backpack. We went back to Mike's store. Someone dropped off a collection. And once we got there, he started going through it. And Mike, it was his story to tell. He made a video. But what we witnessed was like a once in a lifetime vinyl witness, is that in this collection was this very desirable Horace Parlan Blue Note in minty condition mono pressed on orange vinyl, which is a unicorn. You never will see it. Never, ever will see this. So go watch Mike's video. He tells the story excellently and he shows the record, but it was cool. And I said, Mike, put it on. Let's see how it sounded awesome. So that was a very cool experience because Angelo forgot his backpack. That's how we experienced it. I will share the screen right now. Here we go. So this is the new Tone Poets yesterday were released for next year. And going through this list, let's see. Let me make it bigger. so we all can enjoy this, and especially all the people who do not like jazz. Okay. So the first one they're releasing, I guess, is part of the exclusive, is Blue Mitchell Boss Horn. I have an OG of this. I think I have an OG stereo. So far, all these exclusives that they've been dropping, I have a copy of. I'm not a big Blue Mitchell guy. It's an okay album. I don't know if it deserves to be an exclusive. The next one, see, these two guys are very interested in what I'm talking about. The next one, Hank Mobley Hank, 1957. I have a Japanese copy of this. So I have it already. It's a good album. This, Tyrone Washington, I think is a must-own Blue Note. I have a copy of this. It's an excellent record. Very good. That deserves to be a tone poet. City Lights, Lee Morgan, early 1957. I have a Japanese copy. If you're a Lee Morgan fan, you want it. This Benny Green back on the scene, from my understanding, you can't find Benny Green records. There's one of his records. It's not back on the scene. I forget the title. That might be one of the harder ones to find. Very desirable and expensive. I've maybe seen a couple, but I really don't see Benny Green Blue Notes. I see maybe occasionally other Benny Green records. So I assume people will find this very desirable. Okay, this one, Lawrence Marabelle, I've seen Japanese pressings of it. This record, if you find it, is expensive. All these Jazz Wests, I think in my understanding, there were 10 titles that they put out. But this is very desirable, so people will get it. This Andrew Hill, I have both a stereo and a mono of it. It's very verging into free jazz-ish for a Blue Note. I think he's very collectible, Andrew Hill, but this is some heavy stuff, I think, my opinion. And who knows what this exclusive.
Did you bring Michael up? He's hanging out here. You're ignoring
Okay,
him.
I'm going over the list. Stop crying like a baby. Jeez.
Good morning, everyone. I'm
I'm
sorry.
not-
I didn't mean to cause conflict.
Let me explain
Everybody
how it works.
causes
Hold on,
conflicts,
guys.
Bob.
Let me explain how it works. When I'm going over a screen I'm sharing, I'm looking at the screen. I can't see the control center.
You need better glasses.
I'm not in the control center, Normand. Okay, let me finish the list. Fred Jackson. Fred Jackson.
Isn't there a good list with pictures so people can kind of see, because we're a visual medium here?
You need to chill out. Larry Young Mothership. I don't have it. I want it. Larry Young is a jazz organist, but more on the kind of avant-garde side. I want that record.
Larry Young's albums tend to sound really good. I just grab them when I see them.
Dexter Gordon, Dexter Calling, the excellent record. I have a 70s Van Gelder pressing. That's a desirable record, I think.
Why don't you just join the club?
No.
Okay.
Rob, I feel like this club was made for you.
But I don't want every single tone poet. Let me
Then
go
you
through
can,
the list.
you can sell the other ones in your auctions.
Let me go through the list, and then you can rip me a new asshole, okay?
Well, we do that anyway.
All right. I have a copy of this McCoy Tyner Asante. It's a great record by all McCoy Tyner to me is good. Curtis Amy, excellent. This Components came in. I have a copy of it. It came in the that first Blue Note Society box, whatever it's called. And I'll tell you something, and I'll say it to now. Technically, I guess it's pre-Tone Poet, but it's mastered by Kevin Gray, Joe Harley. Tip-on jacket is not a gatefold with pictures, so that'll be the difference. To me, this is the best sounding Blue Note that Kevin Gray has done that I have heard. So I say you get this because it's incredible. It sounds incredible. Like to the point where the cymbals, I forget who's playing drums on it. You can just hear the cymbals. It is such a good mastering job by Kevin Gray on that album.
And
So
this one's a subscription exclusive, right?
Yeah. But so far, all the titles to me have been okay. Whatever. All right. Big John Patton, his stuff is good. He's a jazz organist. This one is more of a 1986. Isn't Michael Petter, whatever? He was the
Attitude chief.
Yeah, but I don't think he's technically a dwarf. He had that brittle bone disease, right? He's a very small person who's a jazz
Shut up, Rob.
He's smaller than you, Jim.
Oh,
but he passed away. So I don't know this album. I might have one. I have a record with him and Lee Konitz. That's good. All right. This was one of those horrible cover. What were they called, Mazzy? Those Blue Notes that were later reissued with the horrible covers.
Well, the twofers. I forgot what they're
No,
called.
no, not the twofers. With the postcard covers.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I've had a few of those. Those are
the Cascuna series. That was the compromise.
Yeah, the TP, whatever. This was originally released as that, but it's a great album. I guess sessions over a bunch of different years. I Quebec. This is a desirable record. A very nice person who's watching right now sent me an OG copy of it. Great record. I think this is excellent. I thought it was released as a Music Matters, but apparently it was not. I'm surprised I thought this was released as a Music Matters.
I thought there were, I was looking at the covers. If we were looking at pictures, we would see that. But since Rob doesn't like to show pictures for
no, you know what? I'm going through the list, Mazzy. I'm not opening
but
5
aren't there lists out there that show the anyway? I don't. I could have sworn. I could be wrong. But I could have sworn at least 2 of the things I saw were Music Matters Jazz. But he says that's not. But I know they don't do that. That's why
I thought this was a Music Matters. But you know what, Mazzy? Maybe you mistake because this was a Classic Records. Classic Records did
that.
This.
Could be.
And you know what? I believe this was an Analog Productions 45.
Maybe that's what. Okay.
So a bunch of these were Analog Productions 45.
Okay. Well, there you go.
So this Sam Revers I have is part of the twofer, the 1977 Blue Note twofers, and it's a great record. And they put it out, Connoisseur series. All right. This is a desirable Freddie Hubbard hubcap. I think an OG of that's very expensive. They're releasing a Pacific Jazz title, Booker Irvin. I actually have both the stereo and mono versions of this. And this is as much Booker Irvin as you can reissue. Again, the Sermon, probably in my mind, the best Jimmy Smith Blue Note. I have both a mono and stereo of this. So
I could have sworn Hank Mobley's Dipper came out as a MMJ, but maybe not.
The Sermon. But I think I have the Sermon. Didn't AP do that as a double 45?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I think I have that.
I don't know.
Dippin is the one with the big type on the cover, right?
Yeah, I just found an OG copy, a Liberty pressing of Dippin, so I have it.
I could have sworn that's come out, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't think this Curtis Fuller record is easy to find. I've never seen it. And then this Lee Morgan, The Sixth Sense, I have a copy of it. So this is, I think this is probably one of the best, if not the best list that they put out. So that's my opinion.
Looks good.
All right. So I wasn't looking at any of your comments, people. So, because I was on the other thing going through the
Hank Mobley Dippin is an AP 45. Thanks.
Right. I told you that already.
I only trust people like Lavelle over you because you make shit up.
Mazzy's a nice guy.
All I'm looking at is apparently Rick's is very mad at someone for deleting a comment of his, but he won't name who it is, and he's just saying the same thing.
Rick's Catharsis. Where
You know,
was
I've noticed lately in the
where was
comments.
the comment? Hold on. Where was the comment of yours deleted from?
I've noticed lately in the comment section that Michael's got a little more edgy. He's used to be kind of the nice, quiet, very polite, educated guy, and now he's getting a little more feisty. Maybe it's military,
Yeah,
maybe it's
I don't know. I'm
current
tired of
political situation.
putting up with bullshit.
That's what happens.
I love it. I love it.
I've just spent
In
a
my
half
day,
hour.
we would call that having your bar mitzvah. You become a man. I know you've been a man for a long time. It's not that, but
I got
love
a new CD player, Michael.
When are you gonna buy that amp?
I know. I'm kind of busted right now. I've been playing with them, going back and forth. They have. I was actually trying to see if they'd want to do some partial trade or something.
What amp is this?
It's a. I don't want to talk about it because then you'll go buy it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna buy it.
it's a good. I feel like for the long time. Actually, I'm gonna say this and then I got to go plug in my computer because it's telling me it's about to die. For a long time, I know Jim has been talking about like having like a high-powered, high-end, like end game class AB solid state amp because he's been messing around with like a lot of different smaller solid state amps and like some tube amps. And I'm like, man, especially with the kinds of speakers that you like, Jim, you need something like that's really beefy. Because you like those British speakers, whether they're Grahams or Harbeths or anything like that. I know your taste now.
Yeah. Well,
and those speakers like the high current stuff.
Yeah. I do want that, but at the same time, I just had someone over listening to the I put the citation stuff in the tube. Oh my God, it was magic last night.
Really?
Fucking insane. Yeah. And then this new
I'm listening. I need to plug in my computer.
Go ahead.
If you want to hear it, you need to rush over to Jim's house because he'll swap out a system.
Hey, what are you doing with my shirt on? The fuck, man? That's my shirt. No.
It's not. It was gifted to me by Eddie Perez.
So disappointing. Eddie would give you one as well. I thought I was special. But I love my you know what? I'm gonna go get some beaver nuts right now.
Hold on one second. Did they announce the next Muse titles? Can you share a link? Can someone share a link, please?
To who?
Well, if they announced he's listing the next two Muse titles.
Oh, one of them is.
Calm down, Mazzy. I want to show them.
Zeb told me what they were when we chatted, but I don't remember.
Well, are you allowed to say them?
I don't remember what they are. I don't remember they are. If you,
Bucky's Brisket, never had it, but oh God, I've got.
There's also a new Intervention title being announced later this week too.
Well, people don't get excited about those announcements.
Well, they're great records.
I like that guy. I like Intervention. It's just.
I just had my first chat with him. He called me yesterday morning. Shane Bittner.
He's a very nice guy.
Yeah, Michael T turned me on to him, and he's not far. He lives in Gig Harbor. He's right by Gig Harbor, so he's local.
I met him with Jim once, and he told a story where I felt bad for him that RTI were throwing away his covers.
Right.
Well, it's interesting and revealing about the licensing stuff that goes on with independence and stuff. So we chatted about that. Nothing that's secret, really. I'm not going to share details, but we all know, and certain labels charge a lot. We know how Chad has to pay probably a shitload for Steely Dan for that stuff. So it's not easy. I mean, especially since all these you're talking about labels doing stuff direct, like Rhino, and now Universal doing a handful of things direct. But why Chad is doing those Rhinos? Because Rhino's not going to do the 45s. I'm surprised they did the reel-to-reel. So if they can get free money from Chad from doing the work, and they just give them the tapes, all the power.
So So Gig Harbor. Do you know Gig Harbor Audio?
Yeah, I got my
that place is killer.
Yeah, my turntable I got there as a demo.
They put up one Sunday night a pair of Deckware monoblocks for like $1,500, and I bought them. And they called me up. They kind of wanted out of the deal.
Ooh, well,
Yeah,
he's pretty good because he goes for a little kind of a harbor side area. He just got nice stuff, and they had like
his look and his style and all that stuff. I really like. It's really good.
And he's got
website
adjacent. They have a wine bar too. Which is
so they're
and it's a good thing. I got my Riga P8 for $1,500 because it didn't have a box, and it's like a $3,500 turntable. You know, good deal.
I like those guys. I've only
Hold on.
One guy, I forgot his name. Yeah.
All right, the link. Okay, let's see. So Disc Union, the Japanese site, let the Muse title slip, so I don't mind showing them. I'm not like Mazzy. I'm not on the Zev gravy train. Let me.
I got the bat.
Are you guys gonna get any of the Rhino 45s? Because I was looking at the list, and I mean, it's really cool that I don't mind. I mean, everyone is talking a lot about, oh, I don't like 45s, which
what
don't buy 45s.
What Rhino 45s?
The Analog Productions
Rhino list
45s
that Chad announced with Rhino.
Yeah.
Oh,
at the
no,
event.
I didn't get any of the Atlantic.
They haven't. It's funny. I haven't seen AP release like a promo list like that you can look at, but like all the individual live streamers and YouTube creators have announced them. But just going over the list, I don't mind the 45 at all. I'll buy 45s if it's a record I want.
Oh, God. Okay. I'm sorry. We go back to you in a second, Michael.
Mm-hmm.
This Woody Shaw Love Dance.
Right, Woody Shaw.
$150 record, expensive. So this is awesome. This record, poo-poo. Horrible choice, Zev. Double Exposure, Joe Chambers. Horrible choice.
Why?
Sorry. Because there is a Joe Chambers record, Muse did, that's impossible to find. It's a $300 record.
How much is this record used?
Less $20. This is not a hard to find Muse record. I see it enough, and it's really not. It's not that great of a record, I think. So this awesome. This one, you can find this one easy. This one is very expensive. So that's my 2 cents on those two choices.
Yeah.
You should have put out the other Joe Chambers record.
Well,
that's the one people want.
They'll put more out.
I understand, but that wasn't a good choice.
Yeah, I don't have an opinion. So, Michael, the list.
The titles. There's probably about maybe 5 I'm gonna get.
Well, that's enough. That's a good amount.
Yeah, I should get I'm gonna get the Little Feet. I might get the Ramones.
But the Little Feet. It's interesting enough. Over the last 3 years, they've done these twofers, and the second discs have, live and other stuff. But the first discs are all analog. The 33s though, and they're excellent. But I don't buy 45s, as you know. However, I'm going to probably dip my toe and grab one of the Rycooters just because.
Nice. They're doing a lot of Rycooter, aren't they?
They're doing Paradise and they're doing Chicken Skin, but they're also doing the soundtrack to Paris, Texas, which is excellent.
Hey, that's one of those. I might buy one of those. Is one of those considered like essential?
Well, the two studio albums are almost like a pairing. They're back to back equally as good. Those two are. It's hard for me to judge. It depends on the mood I'm in. One's more a little Tejana, Tex-Mex. Maybe Paradise and
Ramones. The Ramones. Vinyl Me Please did the reissue of that Ramones, which is kind of excellent.
That's like a 25-minute record.
It should be a single 45 is what it should be.
Yeah, it should. That would be good. Yeah.
Can I go back to this real quick? Okay. This Double Exposure. Wow, the price has gone up on that one. But
how much? Just read it.
The medium is $50.
Well, there you go.
But it's not hard to find. It isn't hard to find record. Here's the record that Zev should have done, which I hope he can do. Maybe this record is impossible to find. And this one, just to give you a sense of what it goes for, that's what this one goes for. It's really hard to find. And the prices usually are close. And look, there are none on Discogs, none for sale. You can't find that record. And if you do, I've seen it once, and it was a VG copy. The guy wanted $350 for it. So, you screwed. He didn't screw the pooch. What do? You poop the bed? I'm not sure.
It's bad.
You shit the bed? Thank you, Eddie. You gave it to me. So thank yourself. So I don't, those Rhino 45s, it seems like a publicity stunt to me.
Well, I don't know. We'll see how they sell.
Chad's always been a fan of the 45 format and the higher.
Okay, Matt, but Mazzy, here's my take on his fanship of the 45 format. That's the rights he could get to reissue the record.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's
So
Atlantic.
But
why would Atlantic and Rhino put out the energy and funds and stuff to do?
Well, they're not. Rhino and Atlantic are not putting out the energy.
That's
Chad.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But my guess is the compromise probably is Chad doesn't have to pay upfront licensing like he does with Steely Dan.
Well,
so it's a win-win for both.
No, here's what I feel, Mazzy. He's doing it so he can get the license to other titles he wants to do.
Maybe. But you know what's the weird thing? He hasn't even finished the Atlantic 75, and he still hasn't put out all.
How far is he from finishing that?
I don't know. I don't buy him, so I don't know. But the thing is, he's got now a lot of stuff in the queue to do. So I don't know when the fuck this stuff's coming out.
I'll tell you this. I have 2 of his Atlantic 75, 2 Mingus records, and they're great. But I'm not. I'd rather have the Ramones 33, which I do have.
Rob,
So.
The best thing Chad's done all year is stand next to Chance with a big smile on his face when Chance is wearing a Mazzy Shut the Fuck Up t-shirt. To me, that's a Pulitzer Prize winning.
That's fake
right
news.
next
Fake
to that picture of Trump standing behind his desk.
That's AI.
The guy's passed out.
It's AI.
It's not AI. It's a real picture.
Any publicity is good publicity.
Nothing is real.
You know, after I have it on good authority, after Chance took that picture, he took the shirt off, and then he put on another shirt and went up to Michael Fremer. He had a Michael Fremer cover of his album. So, you know, the music, I'm getting that what he shot easy. That's an easy.
Well, good.
Purchase.
Good. Give you a cookie.
Well, you're going to get them for free. So what the fuck?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Yes. Maybe. I don't know.
What?
Yeah,
so let's
really
talk.
do.
I want to ask Michael a question. So, Michael, if you can answer this, what's the next sort of piece of gear or gear item that you're reviewing, if you can talk?
Well, I have already submitted a review for an AVIC. Do you know what AVIC is?
I do not.
You've probably seen them Rob, I know, has seen them at shows. Audio Group Denmark. They're the ones that have the Borison loudspeakers.
Mhm.
They have their amplifier company is called AVIC. I've reviewed a very, very high-end AVIC all-in-one integrated amplifier. It's a streaming amplifier. It's retail about $30,000. The AVIC U288, that should be dropping on the Absolute Sound channel probably this week, maybe next week. That was a really cool amplifier. You can watch my review on it. But yeah, it was great. I'm normally not a fan of Class D amps, but they implemented Class D really, really well. It's a really, really good example of what Class D technology can do.
Cool.
Cool.
And my last question for you, Michael, is how is your house coming?
Closed tomorrow.
Nice. Mazel tov.
And which
Well,
means, but when will it be finished for you to move in about, do you think?
We're moving on Saturday.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
that was fast.
I'll be
Yeah,
right.
well, yeah, boxing stuff up right now. I'm house sitting at the moment, but yeah, the stereo's all boxed up. I gotta finish boxing up the records.
And the room's
I'm just
finished?
moving. I'm gonna paint the listening room. So that's not finished.
Got it.
And there's some stuff I want to do to it, like I'm having an electrician install some outlets I bought. It already has a dedicated line wired in. So doing some outlets, doing a little bit of lighting. I'm getting some bass traps from GIK Acoustics. So I'm gonna take my time with it.
Good. Are you gonna sort of film or photograph the process a little bit?
Yeah, I think so. That's the goal.
People love. I think I like seeing that kind of the creation.
Yeah,
personally.
doing the time lapse of
Something.
the time lapse of painting. Yeah.
Just something to, you know.
And I might be doing an article. It's up in the air right now. I might be doing an article for the tracking angle about power management. Just because I'm doing some outlets, I may be getting something in from Audio Quest. I'm not sure, and I think I should probably do something talking about that experience, whether it's a video or a written review. I'd like to do something with that.
Cool.
Are you going to get any of those the classical titles Chad's doing for review?
Yeah,
Michael?
yeah, I will. For review, I'm not sure. I would assume a couple. Yeah, that would be nice.
What the list of titles he's doing? What surprised you?
It is very interesting. I appreciate that Chad is, and we can talk, guys. Come back this evening. We're doing Classical Bums this evening. It's been a while, but we're at 8 p.m. Eastern time. We're doing Classical Bums over at the Jazz Bums channel. And one thing that surprised me about the AP Living Stereo reissues is how many Heifetz titles they're doing, which I appreciate because the Heifetz stuff sells a lot. It's very well recorded. It's some of the sorry, this dog is breathing right in my face. He's one of the best artists that Living Stereo RCA had. The recordings are definitive, but one of the things that's interesting is that's not the music I expect to make sense going at 45 RPM, because it's not the most, I would say it's not the most big dynamic music ever. It's violin concertos. It's more refined. And so I think that stuff actually works better at 33. The stuff that's really important to have at 45 is the stuff like the Prokofiev Lieutenant Kijé Suite, the Berlioz Symphonie Fantastique, a lot of that big orchestral stuff. I think that's what works best at 45 RPM.
Silence.
Did I kill Jim?
I think Jim killed Jim.
You know, the argument I know someone back there posted about lo-fi records that be kind of 45 or audiophile or something. To me, I think it's great that they're trying to not make them slick or just good pressings, good mastering of any record. I mean, the improvement is like even the Sex Pistols. Maybe obviously the original UK is much better than the Rhino Hi-Fi, but it's great they have a nice pressing of a record like that. I think personally. And you don't have to, and that's a 33, and you don't have to go. They reissue a regular priced one as well. Regular price, $26, whatever, $30.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. For a lot of the stuff, a lot of the records I have that I have multiple pressings of, usually a lot of times the 45 RPM sounds the best, so that's the one I end up reaching for. To respond to Eddie Jazz Fan, they already did the Reiner Mussorgsky pictures about 3 or 4 years ago at 45 RPM. I don't think they're repressing it in this batch. I'd have to go back and look.
What is that album?
So Pictures at an Exhibition. It's a piece by Modest Mussorgsky that was orchestrated by Maurice Ravel. It's basically it's a piece that has multiple movements that describe paintings that the composer saw at an exhibition, and there's little interludes of walking. That's the trumpet melody, bum bum beam ba da dum bum bum. If anyone's heard that before,
It's one of the records that helped dissolve any good prog records with Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Yeah, Emerson, Lake and Palmer. So that piece is kind of like a standard orchestral piece, very very often played Warhorse. The Reiner recording with Chicago Symphony is one of the best recordings of it. And AP has reissued that as a 33 and a 45 already.
All right, Michael, the Decca reissues.
Those are really cool. I'm really happy. I mean, the Emil Berliner has done such a good job with the Deutsche Grammophones that I'm very excited to see what they can do with the Decca catalog. The Decca catalog is so big. And a lot of it has been done by Speaker's Corner, but it doesn't look like Decca is going to... It doesn't look like Decca's reaching for the stuff that Speaker's Corner did. I mean, I wish they'd do some of it, because what Speaker's Corner did about 20 years ago is they basically took a list of all the most expensive Deccas, the ones that are the hardest, most valuable, and they picked all those for reissue. So it was all the like violin concerto records from the late 50s that Speaker's Corner reissued. Doesn't look like the new Decca series. Like, one of the titles they picked is a great title, but it's a 70s one, Schulte's Rite of Spring, which is an absolute must buy. That's my favorite recording of the Rite of Spring. They're doing a Night in Vienna. They're doing some interesting stuff that wasn't what I was expecting. So,
but they're not. All those come from the
UK.
No. They don't have the rights to the London titles, right?
Well, so London was a subsidiary of Decca. So
right.
I believe it's Warner that owns Deutsche Grammophon, also owns Decca now. So they have the same rights, but they're going to be using the Decca name because outside of the US, everything was Decca.
Right. So here's my question for you. Like, when I talk to you and I find a London US,
all those Londons were pressed in the UK.
Right. So all those, but I'm talking about the rights.
Yeah.
So who put out? London had their own division in the US then, right?
Yes.
So it was owned. So London was not an independent company. It was Decca. The thing is, Decca did not have the rights to use the Decca name in the US, and so they marketed their releases in the US as London, because there was an American Decca that it's a complicated story, but in the 40s, Decca had a subsidiary in the US that split and became a separate company. So there's an American Decca that was a very, very small label. And because there was an American Decca that was its own separate company, Decca UK couldn't market their records in the US as being under the name Decca, and so they called them London.
We had, of course, the Rolling Stones were on Decca here because we're on London here because they're on Decca in the UK. Moody Blues, there was a division of London in the US called Durham Records. That was Moody Blues, but that was part of that. But however, on the countryside through Universal, MCA had a Decca and version, and there were the country records like Patsy Cline, Loretta Lynn. So there was like there were Decca label, The Who, there were Decca branded labels for some stuff. And I don't know why it was limited.
Not to get confusing, my whole trying to find out the answer is, but those titles are still owned by Decca.
Yeah.
So they have the right to put them out. Now, for historical
and Decca turned down the Beatles in the UK.
Now, for historical purposes, they're referring to the British version that they're reissuing, right?
Yep.
Hey, a couple of comments about the 45 and those kind of things. I think it's, to me, more the merrier. And just because I personally don't like 45s, I think it's great that people have options. And I'm all for more records coming. Same with Record Store Day, with all the stuff that's been going on again with every Record Store Day, especially Black Friday, people bitch about the lists. And last April, to me, was one of the best lists we've had. And I don't like picture discs, and I don't like that stuff. But these labels wouldn't put those things out if people weren't buying them. So even though that's not right, maybe for this audience, there are people coming in and bringing more people.
Are you secretly attacking an individual person, Mazzy?
No, I'm not, because I'm kind of defending the stuff that we may think, what a waste. Why do they put off this shit? if people weren't buying them, the labels wouldn't constantly keep printing them and putting them
long
out.
ago I learned not to fall into the trap of just shitting on something because it's not for you.
Right.
It's
No,
I
have
haven't
terrible
really
taste.
there's a lot of years. The last I've done like 2 record store days in the time since it was really big in the early 2010s. Sometimes there's titles I want and I'll go get them, but I'll never make a video being like, I hate the record store day list this year, because it's not relevant, because there's some people that don't want stuff on there.
And it's a fun hangout. I mean, Michael, if you lived in Seattle and you weren't working like the rest of us in the same way, we would draft you to come and hang out with us and have coffee and stand in line.
question,
Yeah,
Matt.
and record store day is fun. The last record store day I was able to participate in was I think 2023. I went to the In Groove, and it was kind of fun standing out there in line, drinking coffee, hanging out with people.
Yeah.
It was cool. Mike brought around donuts for people. I remember that. That was fun.
I just tell my advertisers to let me in early, otherwise I'll fuck them over.
Yeah.
Easy Street. I've never been to Easy Street at the beginning, but they hand out bacon to everybody because they have a diner there. So you get crispy bacon in line.
Hey, Mazzy, if I was in Portland for Record Store Day, what store would I go to?
In Portland? Well, in terms of, probably Millennium has the most copies of things, but they probably have a massive line. The nice
That's the
thing
one we
here,
went to in downtown, right, Mazzy?
I'm sorry?
That's the one we went to in downtown, right? In
It's
Portland?
not downtown. No, downtown is Everyday Music. That's where we went to.
Like the one that was like a lot of new records?
Yeah, and a big kind of funky, a lot of like shitty copies of old records too. That's Everyday Music.
Hey, going back to Kits Chrysler, I think Zev's, the plan is to release 2 every month, right, Mazzy, for the Muse titles, not 3.
No,
They just introduced it with
it's
3.
2 every few months. Like I think these ones announced are coming out in January or February.
Yeah, so that's how they're doing it too.
At least for now. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he'll change. I can't believe he's got his hand on a lot of pies, a lot of projects with different labels he's doing. So
I believe he can handle it.
actually, bacon donuts are not terrible. You're right. They're kind of interesting.
Is there bacon anything that's bad?
Have you had bacon chewing gum?
No.
I've had bacon ice cream. It's excellent.
That sounds bad. I don't think I'd want bacon.
Okay,
No, it's good.
you lived
How
in
about
Texas.
Bacon distilled
I'll
whiskey.
tell you the best bacon thing I've ever had in my life. There's a barbecue place in Dallas. I think they have a few locations called Hutchins Barbecue. And they have the Texas Twinkie. That's a jalapeno stuffed with brisket and cheese wrapped in bacon and smoked.
That sounds really
That's
good.
the best bacon thing I've ever had.
Bacon soda.
There's not, bacon gum. I saw it once. I believe it was a novelty thing.
Yeah, but no, who wants food flavored gum? I mean, I feel like that's the point of gum is to get rid of the taste of food.
Yeah, that's true. I've had bacon ice cream. I don't know if it's still around, but there's a place in San Francisco called Humphrey's Slocum.
Yes, beaver nuggets.
A great ice cream place, and that's where I first had bacon.
This is the best food stuff in the world.
No,
It's not food, but it's food stuff.
Yeah, but Maz, let me ask you a
It looks
question.
like croutons.
They're
corn puffs.
syrup.
They're
Corn
corn
nuts?
puffs.
No, they're beaver ball. They're beaver nuts. They're actual testicles from beavers, I believe.
Yeah, you're a connoisseur of nuts.
Or nuggets. Is nuggets or
We had
Anyway.
Angelo had pastrami, thick cut pastrami last week, and he's regretting living in Ireland.
he's still burping it up. You can still taste it.
Yeah, bacon covered donut. I've had that. That was good.
That's good, a bacon donut. What?
Bacon, but it's got maple flavor.
Yeah. Those are great.
Yeah, we're bored too, Rob. Look at your watch.
What are you bored about?
This show.
Well, you're part of it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm just starting on you, Mazzy. Let's
Yeah,
talk about
Mazzy.
45s again.
Okay,
Hey,
let's
Maz,
go.
Are you still cleaning your records, or is that something that
I
fell by the
clean.
wayside?
I don't clean all new records, but I clean all
Clean
used
too?
records I get. And obviously, if I see right away or I hear there's an
That's a
issue,
big change for you over.
yeah, it is. It
over
is a big change, and
3 years.
I should have got in earlier, but I appreciate it. And the Humming Guru Nova still is
And as
excellent for me. Yeah.
soon as
Yeah.
the Nova breaks down, you'll go back to just letting the
Well, Marty
fucking
got
needle
my
crack.
Marty in Oregon got my original Humming Guru, and he loves it. He's doing all this stuff, and so it's a good price point for people who don't want to go for the 3,000 plus thing like others. And I'm sure
I'm
those
really
are better,
happy
but
that the ultrasonic, like a good ultrasonic machine is being sold at that price, because there was a long time when you either had to make your own machine
exactly
or
Right.
buy a very, very expensive machine, and the expensive machines are great, but I'm glad that
They're expensive.
As
Yeah.
someone who cleans on average 10 records a day, I've been using the Humming Guru for 3 years. Excellent machine.
yeah.
I like my degritter, but if something happened to the degritter and I had to buy a new machine, honestly, for the money, it'd probably be the Humming Guru.
You can get you can get
but-
3 Humming Gurus.
What I like about the degritter is the higher frequency. That's what's nice about the
Right.
degritter.
Yeah.
I like my favorite by far, but I only use it on really good records. Is the whatchamacallit, the Kermis,
Why do you only use it on really good records?
because it's a pain in the ass. It's
Well-
not Humming Guru. You just stick a record in, walk away,
Yeah.
and it's dry.
Yeah.
This, you got to do it a few times.
You have to wear that
but
white lab coat too.
Actually,
the
I can
white
tell you
lab
the
coat
real.
helps. The results are phenomenal, but it's work. It's a pain
I
in the
can
ass.
tell you the real reason Jim likes the Kermis, because after he cleans a record, he can take the apparatus that turns it out and get in there and take a bath. That's why he likes it.
I wash myself. I do.
We're gonna start seeing ultrasonic jacuzzi tubs. That's the
Well-
future.
Ooh,
Did you have one installed in your new home?
No, like
you have
jacuzzi
ice
tubs, like
thing?
bathroom tubs, those are a maintenance nightmare. Everyone is like, no, stay away from those. I would love to get an outdoor hot tub at some point.
You
but
see them
it's
empty with
low on the
shit in
list.
them now. All those 90s, 80s, and 90s houses with those, you see them empty in the corner. They're horrible.
what?
What hot tubs
jacuzzi
or
tubs.
jacuzzis?
Jacuzzi tubs.
Yeah.
They're a nightmare.
Everyone I know that has it, they love it. But
Well,
I don't want to get in soup with people. You're basically making soup.
Okay, can I tell a story?
No,
Sure.
You've never heard this one.
Uh-oh.
I
Actually,
beg to differ, but try your best.
I had a kid who turned 13. Oh, never mind. This is sick.
Bar mitzvah.
He's realizing he's told it before.
I want to say hello to Tokyo Brian, who has joined us, and I really enjoyed seeing his recent visit with Harry. Harry's in Tokyo right now, and it was great to see Harry in Tokyo. Just randomly running into him on the street in front of Disc Union, I believe.
That was crazy, man. What a small
What a
world.
coincidence, right?
What a small fucking world.
But that was good. No, I like that.
Hey, I want to set the record straight. Brian came up here last week to give his take on something. I brought him up because I like Brian and I think he has good takes. There's no issue with Brian having his take and coming up.
I want to switch and just talk for a minute about television. I finally last night watched the first 2 episodes of Pluribus.
Well, wait. Horrible transition. There was
Yeah, that was
nothing.
good.
Well,
leading
someone
up to
mentioned
talking
it.
about that.
Someone mentioned it in the comments, and
No,
it's
that's a good use of.
yeah.
There was
Anyway,
no one
it's-
mentioning it.
you're wasting time. By the time I could have been finished by the time you.
That's
Vince Gilligan's show, who 30 years ago became a writer and director of one of the
Hey,
X-Files.
he's from Richmond, Virginia.
Great,
That's
great,
Gilligan.
great. And then, of course, he created Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, and it's with the woman from Better Call Saul, the other lawyer. I really liked it. And the thing is, it's a surreal thing. It's kind of sci-fi, but not what you think. And what's interesting is, in a way, the payoff already is in the first and 1.5 episodes. They dropped 2 episodes. And what I like about his writing and his directing, there's a lot of silence in his. So he talks about, I saw an interview with him, sometimes when they're editing, they cut out some of the dialogue, some of the scenes, because you don't need it. So I was thinking about this when I started watching Severance, because I started not Severance. Is Severance the Apple TV one? Is that the one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I tried to watch that for 2 years. I couldn't get through the first episode and a half or 2 because I thought it was
Severance
like
is
painful.
so good.
No, I know. But then about 6 months ago, I pushed myself through it, and then I binged was it 2 or 3 seasons, whatever it is. I
Two
fucking
seasons.
loved it. But it's like a Zen thing. You have to feel it, and you have to get into the vibe of it and the world of it. And it's really, really wonderful. And I think it's going to be interesting to see where Pluribus goes, because it's right away. It's once you finish the first episode and a half, you kind of see a direction. You think, how can this last a season or multi-seasons even? So I think it's going to be interesting to see.
There's a show like that I finally watched, and I'm not a huge anime viewer, but there's this one show that was very, very highly rated that was made it came out like 15 years ago called has anyone ever heard of a show called Steins Gate?
Steins Gate?
Yeah. Check out if you
about Jewish space aliens.
If anyone has a Crunchyroll subscription, the show I watched finally, Steins Gate.
That's the thing.
It's Crunchyroll is the streaming platform for anime. It's where all the anime come on.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think there's any other site that has it. I mean, I guess you can order the DVD or whatever, but it's a show about time travel. And it was so the first 5 episodes were so slow. And I was like, man, is this show ever gonna get good? And then it's just the last 12 episodes after that just flew by. It was incredible. And that show reminded me a lot of Severance. There's similarities there.
When someone says, okay, I'm sorry, Kitch, so many errors in science, you got to let yourself go on a TV show, a book, whatever, about science. I mean, take the multiverse, the universal, the Marvel things. The excuse when you want to write yourself out of something, you make another verse, another multiverse out of it to write something that someone's not dead or whatever. I don't care about that. And I thought there was some really funny moments in it. There's some really dark and humor that I was cracking up throughout it, especially in season 2. But I was totally enthralled in season 1 when it hit.
By the way, what show are you talking about?
Pluribus. It's on Apple TV.
You mean episode 2?
I'm talking about. They've dropped 2 episodes. It's called Pluribus.
You said season.
I'm sorry, I meant episode 2. Yeah, it's
that Crunchyroll. You know what? Sony are idiots, but they lucked into. They've been releasing anime versions of shows they have in the theater, like that Chainsaw. What's the name of that movie? That was #1 movie that weekend.
Yeah.
Chainsaw Man or something.
I think the problem is that anime is such a there's people that are really, really into it, and it's all they watch, and it's in it they just watch all these different shows, and it becomes this it's this subculture. It's cool that it's a subculture, but I think that turns a lot of people off from just watching stuff casually. I would call myself a casual fan of there's a couple of shows I've watched that before Steins Gate, the last show I watched was last year, and it was Attack on Titan, which was awesome. That's another show worth watching. I think.
I like when Cartoon Network was a thing. My favorite show was Adventure Time. That show was awesome. And the guy who created Adventure Time did this mini series. I'm forgetting the name of it, but that was obviously inspired by anime. But that was such a good mini series. I haven't really. Every time I try to get into anime, I just can't get through it.
You know what was really funny is everyone. So the Air Force quintet that I play in, we commission our own arrangements. We have arrangers in our group that arrange music, and we do a lot of school shows. And so I asked our in-house arranger to put together a medley of tunes from popular anime. And so now when we go now when we go, sorry, I read a comment. Now when we go play schools, we do that medley and the kids go crazy, because the one thing I learned is when I went to Air Force basic training, everyone was into anime. I like Sundays would be like our one day off. Well, day off. It's the one day they kind of leave you alone. And I'd be like walking around our dorm, and just everyone was in huddles talking about like Dragon Ball Z fights. And I'm like, man, y'all are nerds. And then even the drill instructor, the guy yelling at us, we found out was an anime nerd, because we were all like fourth week, he had us all gathered and he was going to go away for a week. And he comes in, he's like, Flight 046, I'm going to be gone for the next week. And if y'all don't shape up while I'm gone, when I come back, I'm going to spoil the end of Attack on Titan. And everyone's like, ah!
Did you ever? I did watch the movie. They made a live action movie of
Attack on Titan?
Did you ever see it?
Really? No, I didn't see that. The show was incredible. The show reminded me of Game of Thrones, the way it was like enthralling.
But I never really understood. So basically these giant kind of zombie creatures exist in a world with regular people.
I mean, if you don't understand,
Kind of like you and us.
watch the show.
Exactly.
The reveal of the lore of that universe as you watch the show is very interesting, and I don't want to spoil it, because you learn more as the show progresses.
All I know is these giant zombie people creatures eat humans.
They're called Titans. Yes, the city, the people are terrorized by beings called Titans that are kind of mindless giants that eat people. Yes,
It's like me going record shopping with the Waxed.
Yeah, I will say,
I pick up people and I eat them. Thank you.
Attack on Titan is a good anime for people that aren't really into anime. It doesn't have a lot of tropes. There's no like really cheesy filler episodes. It reminded me of Game of Thrones the way it was paced. So if you like that kind of like really enthralling, like edge of your seat storytelling, I will say the first half of Game of Thrones, not the later garbage shit. But that's what Attack on Titan reminds me of.
Them Japanese is weird.
Well, I still watch a lot of anime with Joseph, so because he was really into it and he illustrates.
And you haven't. So you watch anime and you haven't seen Attack on Titan?
I haven't. I don't think I. I don't
probably
think I
watched the Studio Ghibli movie,
but I haven't lately. To be honest, I haven't. When did it come out? When did those come out?
The final season came out in like 2023.
No, I'd say the last 10 years I haven't, but up till before that, I was watching a lot of it with Joseph. And every time they'd have what's great about in San Francisco, there were limited screenings of some of the stuff in theaters. You don't get that in a lot of cities, so we'd go to see the movie version, the movie things, not the series.
Listen, Leland, it's funny how you live vicariously through all of us famous YouTubers. I believe they will coexist without crossing each other's path.
Mike does not own one. They're out of print now, and I should have sent one to Mike originally. But
what are you talking about?
Shut the fuck up, Mazzy T-shirt. They're not available at the moment.
Them.
They're not available at the moment. I took them off. In fact, I downed my site because I've been having issues with Teespring of not fulfilling orders.
You've been saying this bullshit for 6 months.
I know, but I haven't looked.
It's not that hard to find another company.
I know. They're like the best. They're the easiest to deal with internationally, and it works for people. But I had like about 3 or 4 instances of people not getting their stuff and not getting responses, which is fucked up, and it reflects on us who will post this stuff.
Hey, Mike.
Who sent you a link?
What?
His new girlfriend.
Yeah.
Listen, Mike, let me help you. She's your girlfriend. To say she's your new girlfriend seems weird.
She's new.
Well,
my last one I had for a while.
Well, she was a wife.
Well, she was a girlfriend for 14 years.
Oh, is really? Oh, whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice to see you, Mike. Wow, this is an unexpected
Hey,
surprise.
Mike.
This is a rare treat for you, Mr. Maslov.
I
So
could have.
you,
You could have taken me along as your cinematographer to Den Bosch.
you probably in truth would have done much better camera work, but I don't think we would be doing all the other stuff too. So
No. Well, I could have had a separate room, and then we could meet during the show, and I could go around and follow you, going making the big deal.
Hold on, Mazzy. Let me paint a better picture. She's a sweet, nice person.
Yeah,
And, and someone who's going to be experiencing stuff I guess she hasn't experienced before.
Well, see, I wouldn't be afraid.
Mike doesn't need an old man's commentary on every.
I wouldn't be afraid of you going up to Michael 45's table and doing the interaction there.
is he going to be there? Does he have a
Well,
table?
You know, he's got a store in Dusseldorf now, apparently.
Yeah, but does that mean he's got a table?
Well, he's done it last few times. I assume he's doing it this time.
I thought
don't
he
know.
just goes as a buyer.
He has done stores.
Because
I mean, he did a last time he did a booth.
well, if he has a booth, look forward to the video.
Wait. Well, here's the bigger question. You've never crossed paths with him, right, Mike?
No.
Here's my impression.
Mm-hmm.
He goes like this. He looks you up.
Yeah.
Oh, in groove, and then he walks away.
I think you should get a really, really thick pair of glasses just for Den Bosch.
Some black rimmed glasses.
That would be funny if we all did that.
Wait, here's the funniest thing.
I should
Now
get a
that
sweater.
now that Mike's girlfriend dresses him, they might be dressed sort of the same.
Well, in all honesty, she did get me a sweater and a jacket to go over it. We're talking 2 layers. Now, this is not something I've ever done before.
She
So
needs to get you that curtain instead of those shades behind you, that shower curtain wall that Michael 45 used to have behind his. You
Yeah.
know, he had that curtain thing.
That was a deep cut reference, Mazzy.
Well,
Do you remember this one piece of scenery he had in his videos 4 years ago? That's what you need.
that was an iconic thing. That was an iconic piece of his initial videos.
You miss him, don't you?
I totally miss him.
You totally do. I can see it.
You know, Sherlock Holmes is nothing without Moriarty.
Yeah.
And, you know, you have to have your arch nemesis to make you a better character.
He used to at least hate pop in. What happened? No more of that either, huh?
Hey, what?
Like hate watch or, hate comment.
Oh.
Passive
there are
aggressively, of course.
There are 178 people watching right now.
Mhm.
It might be a good bet that he's one of them.
Possible.
Yeah.
There's
not.
several
There are
haters
lurkers.
watching right now.
The thing that always confused me is he was always very nice to me. We were cordial, never really talked that much. And then just one day he's on stream and he's a dick to me, and that's the last interaction I ever had with him.
Well, get in line.
But I don't there was no
You know
I feel
what
like
you
there-
did, Mike. You know what you did. You
There
know.
was no
You
impetus. There was no conflict to be had. I don't really understand.
Hey, Mike, did you see that the picture that Chance posted?
Yeah, I did. You were talking
I'm-
about
well, I
it.
meant
Oh,
Becky
sorry.
Reed.
Sorry.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
With the shirt. That's good.
I mean, I love that. I love
Was that from the East Coast show?
Yeah,
WFMU?
that's a good
Are
show.
you going to do Den Bosch in April?
Who are you asking?
Well, anybody. With you, actually.
Rob
but
is considering it. I don't know.
It's not as expensive as you think it is. I was
No, I
hearing
know,
you do
I know.
numbers the other day on a live stream talking about 4,000 or 5,000. It's not that much.
Where are you staying there? How close? you know?
So it's about a mile away.
Okay.
It's called the Den.
Is it a hotel or a?
It's a hotel, and it's like one of the nicest hotels they have there. And the whole trip,
Hold
Yeah.
on, guys. I'm being corrected by one of the people that should be correcting probably 90% of what I say. Can I highlight it right
Is
now?
your mother here?
Don't talk about my mom. I believe this is Joe. Is this Joe? What was the Joe? If this is you, what was the Bobby Hutcherson album inside the Blue Note box?
Oh, that's some.
Was it Patterns?
Volume 2.
Yeah.
I
Then I'm
just
lost.
happen to have it right here.
Okay, open it up and tell me which one it's in it. Then that would say this is Joe.
Why do you have that behind your couch?
Because I have. Remember, there's a certain. No, I know.
He's
Remember,
just got
there's
my.
Hey,
Oh, look what I
hey,
got
You
here.
want me to answer?
Mike, if you've ever been to Mazzy's house, behind his couch, there's a bunch of tube socks.
I
In
have
a
a
box of
family of
Kleenex?
16
It's
living
vastly-
behind my couch. Michael, I don't remember. There's a bunch of box sets here on the
All
floor.
right.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you have some records.
Explain
stacked back
later.
there.
Open the box and show so
I
we
am
can
trying
prove
to-
this is really Joe.
Wait a second. Oh no, wait. This is this one.
That's
By
in
the
it?
way, funny story. I bought Mazzy's couch.
Okay.
Well, not exactly. but
Okay,
Well.
Joe. By the way, I'm often wrong. Thanks for correcting me. But that is the best sounding tone poet that's not a tone poet. That thing sounds amazing.
This
So,
is mastered by Kevin. This is Kevin.
Yeah, but he said Kevin didn't do
I thought it was
components.
components. It's patterns.
Got it. Got it.
I am off. Here's the misconception that I'm always right. That's far from it.
Is that that's a thing? People think that?
My haters think that, but
Oh.
thanks for correcting me, Joe. Who, again, my point exactly, Mike. 178 people. You never know who's watching.
Yeah, you never know. Better be careful.
So how many records are you bringing with you to Den Bosch, and how many are you making your girlfriend take with her too?
So we had a little bit of a rough night last night because I'm starting to stage these boxes, and I could see it in her eyes, and she just started looking really confused around the room, and she realized how heavy these suitcases were and how much of an undertaking this was. But it just hit her all at once. I've got 4 of the RTI boxes so far, but theoretically I could take 6, but I just don't know how I can move that much luggage around. So that's kind of where we're at right now. So it's going to be anywhere between like 4 to 6 double RTI boxes.
Wow, that's a lot of schlepping.
That is a lot of schlepping.
And
You know-
with the whole travel tariff shit, any issues there?
Well, records are exempt.
Supposedly,
Yeah.
but I know a lot of companies are not shipping because they don't want to deal with the bullshit.
It's there's a lot of stuff that's exempt that people have been getting charged for just because the system is not set up to handle this right
Yeah.
now.
Well, we just don't know, as a country, we're just not used to collecting things like this. We're not
I
used to-
got an
So-
order I did with the Donovan site. Don't laugh. And a month later, they said, "I'm sorry, we didn't realize you're in the U.S. They canceled it. We can't ship to the U.S."
I mean, that's just
yeah.
That's just lazy work. But
Well, maybe, but
Well,
that's a
what
fact.
it is UPS, especially USPS, but also like UPS and FedEx. Now stuff is backlogged to where they can't store the stuff that's supposed to go through U.S. process and U.S. customs. They don't have the infrastructure for it right now.
yeah, but I'm taking it on a plane, so it'll be
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
I can walk it through. Be like, no, records exempt.
Go visit Mike on Sunday because he doesn't want to bring these records back with him.
It's probably about that. I mean, it depends where you're coming from, Mike. Seattle to London's 10 and a half hours. So it's another 2 hours, maybe. So probably 12.
Hey
13
guys, I'm planning on doing everything I can to go in April to Den Bosch.
We
So
should
what
do
I
it because
would-
I'm going to be there in April.
Mike,
So-
are you doing Expona this year or next year?
I don't know. I might do Den Bosch instead.
Oh, are they too close together?
They're the same week generally.
Ooh.
They're generally the week before Record Store Day.
I mean, it makes more sense for you to do Den Bosch. I think I'm going to try to make Expona. I couldn't make Expona work last year because I was on tour.
I'm going
I
to try
think-
to do Expona this year.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try to go. I'm going to see if usually if you press, they'll get you a room, but I'm going to see if one of my magazines is going to be able to cover my flight because I don't want to have to pay to go.
Hey, Oakenshield, from here to Amsterdam is at 1 hour, 45 minutes. Where is here? It would help if you wrote where here is.
He's in, I believe he's in England.
Well, put it in your comments.
Well, if you paid attention to the fans of you, Mazzy,
No,
and
but-
knew about them.
But not everyone knows. Yeah.
Hey, can I,
but
by
You
the
know,
way,
Mazzy's entering the stage where things kind of go.
No, if you're in London, wouldn't you drive or take the channel or do something? You know?
whatever. By the way, guys, I want to, if Joe, I believe that is Joe watching, and I want to point this out. This is one of the records that Mike is exclusively carrying. and is outstanding. Pick it up. And I don't understand the weird price. It's like $37. It's not 40. This
It's
is
$36.99.
$36.99.
It's like permanently on sale. It's a deal.
It's a but and by the way, I posted this and Benny liked it and Joe liked it. I think Joe liked it. And then here's a weird thing. When I post a record on Instagram, I tag everyone in it. This is like the first time each one of these people have their own Instagram. So I tagged their Instagrams. But this is outstanding. It really is. And I'm not just saying it.
Yeah, that's a hell of a record. That really took me by surprise.
Yes.
It just showed up in the mail one day, and I had no idea it was coming, and I was just blown away.
Hold on one second here. I believe I'm going to say this. Hold on. Is this ain't, no, never mind. Well, 8.5 hours. For me to fly, it's going to be 12 hours to fly there, then take the train. That's what I think. Oh, how did this go, Mike? Corey Weeds showed up at your store the day after we left.
So it's kind of funny. He's the day after he played an event here on Saturday.
Yeah.
And he walks in the room and I look over and I'm like, man, that guy looks really familiar. But it didn't dawn on me who it was. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, where the hell do I know him from? I never met him in person. Where do I know him from? Finally, he walks up to me and says, hey, I'm Corey Weeds. I knew he was coming and I still didn't recognize him. But I had him sign 30 records while he was there. I had a real nice blue paint pen. And I'm saving them for Record Store Day. He only did 30 of them. I'm going to put 15 of them online the day after. I'm going to put 15 of them in the store.
That's cool.
He knew you exclusively carry the record.
Yeah,
right?
he was coming in to pick up a couple of records because he was playing at our only jazz venue really in Arizona, the Nash, and he wanted a couple for his merch stand. So he just picked some up from me. Normally he would take some with him, but he picked some up while he was here.
And he has his own label too. They Reel to Reel, right? Is his label. He does records.
He does Record Store Day stuff. He's doing a lot of like the Resonance Records type of releases, the unreleased live concerts.
I believe he's a one-man operation when it comes to that label. And I'll tell you, one year I got one of his records and there was a manufacturing issue.
Yeah, the glue.
The glue, but he made it right. He's a stand-up dude. So.
Hey, I'm gonna do the hard-hitting questions to Mike from the In-Groove. What's your take on the controversy, the recent Record Store Day controversy of big independent stores like you being the man, where some of these small indie tiny stores are getting kicked off the record store list for bitching?
I have very mixed emotions about this whole thing. Do I comment on stuff? Do I not comment on stuff? Some comments were made kind of directed at the larger stores by too many records.
The thing is, you're one store. It's not like you're even a chain,
No, I know. He seemed to be a little. I don't know.
I'll say it, Mike, so you don't have to.
Yeah.
The dude handles himself like this. I'm the star, and when something bad happens to me, I make a sympathy crybaby video about it. But it's like he took his videos down. There's several videos of him bitching about Record Store Day. And then he's surprised when Record Store Day axes him. Gets rid of him.
Yeah, it's funny though. That kind of seems to be the MO of people on YouTube is to complain about Record Store Day. Because I know every time I do a video and I'm like this last Black Friday, a lot of people don't like the list, but I actually thought there was a lot of really solid releases. I look at it from a different angles. Records that'll bring people in the store, because some records I have I don't give two shits about the latest Chappell-Roon record, but people are going to line up for it. So I think about it from that aspect. Then I also think about it for stuff that I'm looking for myself. I thought this list was pretty good. I mentioned it online, and the hate mail comes in. You just need to sell this shit. You got to speak highly of it. But it seems that there's a little cottage industry of people bitching and moaning about Record Store Day releases, and it has been that way for a while. Not just him. It's a lot of people.
No, but
if I made a bunch of videos bitching about the company or bitching about an organization or something, and they decided to sabotage with me because of it, I'd be like, oh, fair.
You have to expect it.
How could you be mad at that? Like, you can't punch one direction and then be mad when you get hit back. Like, I don't get it.
Well, again, to me, the reason I brought it up as a topic to talk about, it isn't about him being an independent record store owner and all that. It's about him. It's 100% about him. Woe is me, my fault. And then he does another weird thing where he goes, well, I offered to collaborate with them. Who the fuck is he to collaborate with them? Mike, have you ever made a demand on Record Store Day to collaborate with you?
No.
In the very beginning, when Record Store Day started up and I kind of started up and we were sort of noticing each other, I offered to collaborate with them, and I heard crickets.
Well, who
do they need me for?
Nobody was anybody then. You weren't. You were just
no, but
starting.
they recognized. I think they knew what they had, and they didn't need me. Millions and millions and millions of dollars in sales.
Well, can I? Isn't Record Store Day just a group that exists? They're not a governmental entity.
It's really just like a couple of people, and mainly one. It's mainly one person that's the shot caller for Record Store Day.
Who is that?
It's a woman.
It's not the Millennium guy, but he's on the board or something.
No, it's like I think they confer with other people and have conversations with other people, but it's really
group, I thought. Yeah.
But there's really one woman who I believe is in control of it. But the thing is, and I'll go back to him, is when you're making videos as a store, there is kind of a line you have to straddle. If you just shit on a company nonstop and it's one directional, there is going to be repercussions. I mean, I've made comments, I've made reviews, and I've talked about things I haven't liked, but I feel like in most of those cases, I've kind of made up for it with other reviews. I'm not naive enough to think, though, that I'll be calling ERC anytime soon and picking that up as a possible account. I don't foresee that in the in-group's future. And he's kind of in a situation where he's reviewing, but now he has a store, so it's not unexpected for that to happen. Truth be told, I kind of expected it with Mobile Fidelity a couple of years back. I'm like thinking to myself, any day now I'm going to get that phone call. It was nice that it didn't happen, but it was expected.
But yeah, but you with Michael with Mobile Fidelity, you might have broke that story, but you weren't one of those people that all of a sudden you hated the records now after you liked them a month before that. The ones you liked, the ones you didn't. And we just know more about the ingredients, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And commenting on the records that are being released implies that you're some sort of a savant and know everything. The record that saved the record stores 15 years ago was fucking Adele. That saved record stores.
Well, wasn't it Taylor Swift too?
That was later.
It was
that was much later, but 100 years ago, Adele saved record stores. So,
Mike, do you view record? I understand you're become a big entity and you sell a lot of Record Store Day records, but don't as a business owner, don't you use it as an opportunity to kind of do other things on your own with your store?
Record Store Day. This is the problem with a lot of stores and how they look at Record Store Day. Record Store Day itself is not profitable. I've never looked at it as profitable. It is not profitable. The margins are very slim on Record Store Day records. You take an already slim margin on records. You're never hitting keystone with records. So you take an already slim margin on records. It's even slimmer on Record Store Day items. Record Store Day is a marketing event. And if you don't utilize it as a marketing event, which most independent record stores do not, it seems, you're going to go about it the wrong way. If you're lucky, you'll break even on it. But at the very least, it is a marketing event. And it brings customers in to the store that would never have come in the store previously. And hopefully that will continue to come into the store.
To explain to the
That's
audience what
expensive. To get new people into the store is huge.
Yeah.
That's a big
I
deal.
want to explain what Keystone is, because some people who are never in the retail business. Keystone is when you buy something for $10, you always sell it for 20. Basically, you double at least double the price.
Are you writing this down, Mike?
No,
Oh,
he
I
knows
thought-
it. He said
I
the
thought
word
Keystone
Keystone.
was a
but
shitty beer.
Record
I have a
stores
question
have
for
always
Mike.
new records have always had a very small margin of markup. Even the 70s. The thing in the 70s, though, that's the only place you could buy your music then, and was based on quantity. Now it's different.
Let's go back to what Mike does. Mike puts a camera on for freaking the whole day, and you can see people entering and doing stuff. Mike, I think he uses it as a marketing opportunity for the store.
It's a marketing run.
The prime
I have a
example.
question for you, Mike. Is there a minimum? Is there a minimum order requirement?
I've never.
So
been
what are
told
people
there was a
bitching
minimum.
about? What are these stores bitching about?
Oh, there's one individual. I understand the store's going, the margin's low, blah, blah, blah. But there's one guy bitching, and it's because he feels personally hurt. That's my opinion of what he does.
But I've heard a couple
how
of
he handles
stores talk
himself.
about whatever.
So
One guy said that Sims was the shadow government.
Well,
They're
you'd be right, you conspiracy theorist bastard.
If you ever watch, if you watch my first Record Store Day live stream, which has been removed, and I'll tell you why. It was the year they released the Foo Fighters DG's record. Woman came. She's such a huge Foo Fighters fan. She came. She lined up. She got the Foo Fighters record. She left. She went home. She came back around 3:00 in the afternoon and realized, I don't have a way to listen to this. I can't stream it. I really want to hear what this record sounds like. She came back. She goes, I want to buy a stereo. I want to be able to hear my DG's record. I took her over to the section that I had equipment. I played it for a couple of seconds. That subsequently got the stream removed permanently, but because apparently over X amount of hours you can't edit a stream, so YouTube just pulled it. But she ended up spending $4,500 on a system to hear her one DG's Foo Fighters Record Store Day
Did
title.
she have the money to do that? I mean, is she coming back and buying more records from you?
I don't remember seeing her again, but she bought one Record Store DG's record and a $4,500 system. So it's things like that I mean, that brought a new person into the store that resulted in a sale. And there are a lot of people that come in for Record Store Day and continue to come in after that. A lot of those people will come in maybe once or twice and then stop coming in, but it does draw new business.
Now, when the next day when you put everything online, what's the percentage of people that buy other titles from you?
That's another thing. Yeah, a lot of other. So for shipping reasons, if you have a couple of records for Record Store Day you've been waiting for, you wanted, and then maybe there was one record you were waiting for, but you figured you'd grab it on the next order because you want to save on shipping. That's the time that people do that.
Yeah.
So you really have to pitch it in that sense. It is if you can break even, you won. But it took me years to kind of figure out how to balance and how to make it to a break even. But the first couple of years I lost. But obviously I was doing something right because the first couple of years I was a tiny little store. So I progressively used Record Store Day and other type of events to promote the store.
Well, don't you think, obviously, your YouTube thing, during the pandemic, and I've given you this credit because I know stores and frequent a lot of stores, but during the pandemic, you were only one of two stores that I ordered from because you had a great interface website, and like Easy Street is my favorite store, one of my favorites locally.
I remember,
and their website is atrocious because if you search for a record, you get their database of basically anything they can order, not what's in the store. And then down the place down in Tacoma is the other place that I used to order. Those two stores, they would ship that day or the next day, and it was so easy and effortless. And you do that every week. So every Thursday, it's not like I'll do it when I feel like it. People know now Thursday morning to look at that for a half hour, you mispronouncing names of artists.
It's a time-honored tradition here now.
Yeah.
2025.
I remember buying like pickup, like a door pickup stuff from you during COVID.
door pickup stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when the store wasn't open, I remember like doing
Oh.
curbside. Yeah.
I would
What,
put
yeah,
your
I'm
I'm trying to
records
remember
outside the front door.
what year did you open? I'm trying to remember.
15.
15. Okay. I think the first time I visited your store was when I moved to Phoenix, which was going to be either 17 or 18. It was like right when I moved there.
Yeah, so that'd have been the last store.
Do you have a 10th year anniversary coming?
We did.
already
Technically,
happen?
we already happened. I think I ran a sale and everything.
Oh.
Yeah,
By the way, Mike has a Veterans Day sale going on right now, right?
yeah, 1 day sale. I dropped that today, actually.
Is today Veterans Day?
Oh, I should check
Today's
that. Yes, that's why do you think I'm at home?
I filled in your house. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm about to go get some free In-N-Out for lunch. It'd be nice.
They do
Oh,
free.
really?
now?
You give away free
Yeah, you
In-N-Out?
get a active duty military get a free meal on Veterans Day.
Good.
Good for them.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I got the Purple Rain coming from you, I think, in the next day or two, Mike.
That was. I really didn't want to like that record. But
Yeah, I was skeptical about a digital one step, but for that record, although I will say so far the best thing I've heard is after Michael Fremer did his review, I got that 12-inch of When Doves Cry.
Mhm.
That is insane. If anyone likes that song, get that UK 12-inch single of When Doves Cry. It is the best sounding I've ever heard that song ever in my life.
So there's very few bands that I prefer. I don't like collecting 12 inches. I don't, but because of Sonics, there's a very few bands that I have 12 inches of. Prince is one of them. New Order is one of them, and Depeche Mode is one of them. If you're a fan
New
of
Order's
it,
12-inch.
Yeah.
12 inches sound really good.
The Smiths,
bands-
UK Smiths 12 inches are great.
Yeah,
I like
well,
them. I like those for the art.
Yeah.
I have like How Soon Is Now and a couple of other tunes, but I like a lot more New Order songs than I do Smith songs.
If there ever was an Elliot Cruz comment, this is one.
The Golden Corral.
The only way I'm going to a Golden Corral is if someone is handing me money. I'm not even if it's free, I'm not eating at Golden Corral.
It needs to be the free meal in 100 on the side.
Hey, listen. Elliot Cruz likes to go to Golden Corral and select his steak before they cook it, like a fancy steakhouse.
That's funny.
Herc, in all serious, Herc, wearing uniform while off duty is pretty frowned upon, and the people that do that, oftentimes they either get in trouble or they're people pretending to be service members.
The only time that I would probably consider pretending I'm a service member is when they allow you to get on the plane with first class. But I've never done it.
My father.
Oh yeah,
was-
the
Alaska
Sorry, go ahead.
at least says
World
service
War.
members, current
think-
or veterans.
I think the best thing that Mazzy ever pretended to be was from San Francisco. He really isn't from there.
no, I'll say the nice perk. I mean, boarding early is okay. I mean, it's
That
nice
is the
to
greatest.
it's nice to board early on like stuff like Southwest where you pick your seat. That's nice. But the real benefit for flying when you're active is not the boarding, it's the 2 free check bags. That is nice, I will say. Anyway, go ahead, Jim.
My father wears his World War II veterans baseball cap all the time, and he gets his lunches comped. He gets all kinds of free. Thank you for your service. He fucking loves it.
Did your dad fight in World War II?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's-
that's
he's-
awesome.
He's what is he?
One of-
120 now?
He's
One of
100 and a half.
One of Jim's 10 stories is this story.
Okay, so my father was in the Canadian Navy, and he's from Canada, and so the war is going on, and I think Canada, as soon as he was 18, he went in, but he took classes. He took a lot of classes. By the time he got on a ship and he was heading down from Nova Scotia down the East Coast, and they were going to go through the Panama Canal and go to Japan and fight and die. That's what they were doing. This ship full of young men is heading to Japan, and they're off the coast of the Caribbean, some island, and Truman drops the bomb. Fucking war's over. Roll out the barrel, boys. They turn the ship around. They go into port. I'm talking about a party like you can't even believe.
Yeah.
These guys were. That was my father's World War II experience.
I mean,
And now he gets free
really
lunches
cool.
out of it.
We are still using. I think even now, I could be wrong, but I mean, for the most of the 20th century, we still were using Purple Hearts that were serial numbered and printed for the upcoming invasion of mainland Japan.
Yeah.
I hate to
that
get
was. Sorry, go ahead, Mazzy.
No, go finish your.
No, it's just like that war could have gone on to be very even more bloody than it was. And
My father knew that they were cannon fodder.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
I mean, just
you
all
left
you
out
have
the
to do is
prostitute
do any research.
Story.
All you have to do is do any research on the Battle of Okinawa. The war for mainland Japan would have been the Battle of Okinawa times 100. It was going to be some sick shit.
Since Mike is here, I want to keep in the music thing because I don't know if his war history is probably not the top of the heap here.
Actually, I just watched Patton 3 days ago.
Oh well.
Oh, that's a good movie. I've seen that.
Yeah, great.
What?
He's got.
Okay, what's your take? And are you able to sell? Shad just announced its collaboration of Rhino 45s. Is that something that's going to be available, or is that exclusive to Acoustic Sounds or Atlantic?
That seems like a title that he'll make available to everybody. There's very few things that he doesn't make available to other stores. Like, for instance, the Doors Aquarius was one of them. But for the most part, everything he makes, with the very few exceptions, have been records that I've been able to carry.
But he probably gets he might get like a month or 2 or 3 exclusive before you get it, maybe?
It's not that he gets a month or 2 exclusive. It generally takes him a couple of weeks to ship it. So it's something that I tend to get a couple of weeks after the fact.
Okay.
But I don't think that's for any other reason other than they ship wholesale out a little bit after.
You did pretty well with the Atlantic 45 RPMs, right?
I still do well with them. They still continually sell.
I'm not getting as many of those as I got when the series launched, but I'm still picking up a few of those, and man, they always sound great. The CSN, Crosby, Stills, Nash, that record sounds incredible.
I think Chad, when I was at those listening events he did here in LA, he said there were 2 titles people would be surprised are the better sellers of those 45s. Which one is the best seller for you, Mike?
I mean, I think he's surprised that the Stone Temple Pilots did so well. I think that's probably what he's referring to.
Yeah.
I don't think I was surprised. I don't think a lot of other people would have been surprised. But you
got to do more of that 90s stuff. That's what they got to do. I would love to see like audiophile, all analog reissues like the Smashing Pumpkins stuff.
That'd be great. There's a lot of modern stuff that would benefit highly from audiophile releases. Adele. One label that did a little bit of that was Shop. Do you remember Shop Radiocast? No.
Shop Radiocast used to do. They don't really put out much stuff anymore. They used to do some exclusive titles, and a lot of it was like alternative 90s rock. Like they did some Our Lady Peace stuff, and they would do these. They did a series of Blink 182 records.
Oh, SRC.
Yeah.
I've never heard their full name before, but yeah, they did a lot of the.
Kevin Gray cut a lot of those.
Yeah. Jimmy
and
Eat
now
World,
those are very expensive.
Yeah.
So they did one of my favorite records, Our Lady Peace's Clumsy, and I don't know if they used the original analog tapes for that, but Kevin Gray cut it, and man, it sounds awesome.
Yeah, I've got a decent amount of SRC discs.
Yeah, which by the way, if you guys like grunge or post grunge and you don't have Clumsy by Our Lady Peace, that is a fantastic record.
So Maslov, let's get you on board with Den Bosch in April.
Maybe.
But maybe. It's not that expensive. It's going to cost you a couple grand. You'll be able to flog a lot of videos out of it. It'll be good for you.
He's waiting for some big corporate entity to sponsor him.
Nobody cares about it.
It depends.
I don't know. You get a lot of free shit.
It depends. You have a man who's ready to do your sponsorship.
Eric, I was going to ask you, I know you're constantly like rotating a lot of the brands you're carrying. Are you doing Michi stuff right now?
No.
Okay. We're getting some amps from them for our recording studio at work. Cause we have these, one of the recording engineers came to me and he was like, "Hey, follow me." And he showed our recording studio. We have a pair of these big, you've seen the big, Bowers and Wilkins 801 Nautilus, right? The ones from the late 90s. Great speakers, but they're huge. and notoriously power hungry. And then he took me into the electronics closet and he showed me what was powering them. It was $200-$300 crown amps. And so he's like, we need to do something about this. So we're getting some Michi amps for them.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah. Yes.
Christmas this year is on a Thursday. Now, are you closed Sundays or Mondays? I forgot. What day are you usually?
Sunday.
Mondays?
Sundays.
So are you open the Sunday before Christmas, or do you stay open that day since it's Christmas week?
So in the past, I used to stay open every Sunday throughout December. I don't know if I'm going to do it this year. Maybe.
Okay. Just curious.
Yeah, I should. I shouldn't even be closed on Sunday, but I got to have a day off sometime.
I would think the Sunday before Christmas would potentially be a big day, but
Let me help Norman out because it is the 21st century.
Mm-hmm.
You can go online at the In-Groove on Sunday and order as much.
well, of course, but people get out like to go shopping before Christmas, and
No, I
But
know.
I'm dating myself way back in the day. That week before Christmas, back in the store days, we'd extend our hours. We'd be open, bring.
We always went ice skating, and
We
Well,
would bring in like 2 or 3 or 3 or 4 extra employees for the holidays. I know it's a different world back
we have a
now.
snowman out front. We do.
Mazzy
snowman.
doesn't like to talk about this because it brings up bad memories for him. But there was a time where his mom took him to see Santa,
And he got pushed
waited
down
in
the
a
slide.
he waited in a long line, and he sat on Santa's lap. And they said, "What do you want, little boy?" And he goes, "A Red Ryder BB gun."
Sticker
And he said,
Mania,
"Shoot
basically.
your eye out, kid."
Bring up Sticker Mania's post because he kind of got it, what I was referring to. But
Well, I was actually thinking if you showed up, let me know ahead of time. I will lock the door for you. I'll give you a future video.
well, we could. I don't know if Dr. Robert is watching right now, but when he visited you once, one of the visits last year, whenever it was, he had all his suitcase and he had the taxi drop him off, and it was at your old address. And he
funny.
walked to the
I
new
know.
address.
He told me. I'm like, what?
How far is it?
Like
It's not walkable.
It's like 3 miles.
He had a suitcase. He walked it, but apparently the old address still has a sign up or something, or did.
So
Maybe back then.
a buddy of mine who I know, I recommended him that place. It's a decent location, but he didn't change anything. I had all that artwork in front, so it's a gaming store now with Sex Pistols art, Miles Davis art, Led Zeppelin art.
We drove by it. That's your old store?
Yeah,
Oh,
Did
the
you drive
Miles
by it?
Davis is
Yeah.
still up there.
that's the old store, which
Okay.
is now a Pokemon store, but he's never changed the artwork.
So
And-
people go in there looking for records.
So what it is for some reason, MapQuest is who supplies Uber with their directions. MapQuest will not let me update the address. I put in multiple complaints through their customer service. They won't update the address. So if somebody goes to the In-Groove via Uber and just says, I want to go to the In-Groove, that's where they end up. And it's still a problem. They still haven't fixed it.
I was supposed to be in Arizona 2 weeks ago, and I was going to come visit the store because we were going to be on tour in Arizona, and then because of the shutdown, all our public facing stuff is off until the shutdown's lifted. But yeah, we were going to spend a week in Phoenix. I was going to come hang out at the In-Groove.
Yeah.
You should put a pop-up couple bins in that space within the guy's store.
Yeah. Just here, you keep getting all these customers. Might as well have something to sell them.
That's across the street from we went to Dutch Brothers Coffee. I think that's where we saw it around there.
What did you have at Dutch Brothers, Rob?
Hmm?
What did you have at the Dutch Brothers?
Angelo and I and his son, and we all had the same thing. We had like a sugar-free vanilla latte. That was like this.
Oh, those are
I see so many people lined up at Dutch Brothers all the time. That was an Arizona thing. People would idle their cars in like giant lines. Looked like the line for In-N-Out.
Yeah, but
outside Dutch Brothers. And I visited once and I didn't get it because it's just like all the drinks are just like this mocha caramel sugar,
they're
like
designed
diabetes in a cup.
Designed for your age group, Michael.
Yeah,
They're just,
I don't.
They're not
Dude,
coffee-focused drinks.
I hate that liquid calorie bullshit. Where it's like, 100 grams of sugar and like
This is a
500
bag of
calories
diabetes.
in a coffee.
This
But-
is a
but, like,
bag.
Actually, the liquid calories are especially liquid sugar is a lot worse for you than having
they
the
offered
food.
as a defense, which I agree with you, but they offer sugar free for me. It was a sugar free, technically supposed to be sugar free.
Yeah, I've never really gotten it.
So do you see
it's
all
funny
the
when
little grains at the bottom? I put that on ice cream.
Yeah. You know what was funny is when I lived in Tempe, my apartment complex was right next to Bikini Beans. Mike, you ever go to Bikini Beans?
You know, I've driven by it a few times and peeked in the window.
What's funny is during COVID, I went once because I was going to the park to hang out with friends, and they were like, oh yeah, I'll bring coffee. And I was like, oh, I've never been to Bikini Beans. I'll go to Bikini Beans. And I got coffee from Bikini Beans. And I didn't really realize what it was until I was in line. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is what Bikini Beans is.
Out west, there was this pizza restaurant that I used to go to. And I would park, and it was like wedged in between a Bikini Beans, the parking lot. And every time I got out of the car, I was like, there they are. Yeah.
But every town has those coffee drive-through places where
LA doesn't.
Glad.
Where's one in LA?
There used to be one.
Just like give me the address.
I want to know.
Sacramento, I think there was like a famous one in Sacramento.
Sack of tomatoes? Well, they, what else do they have? Cowbells, and they got nothing.
Well, it's 9:00, so everyone needs to get productive with their day. Anybody want to say anything before we leave?
Well, actually,
good luck. Have fun, Michael, in Den Bosch.
I'll shoot some videos.
Say hello to everyone.
Yeah, I'll shoot some videos for you. I'll pass on. If I do see 45, I'll pass along.
You're just staying there for the thing. You're not extending your stay out there?
No, I'm just there. I'll be at the show. There's like a pre-show the day before where a lot of dealers get together. I'm going to try to go to that. Then there's the this Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then I'm going to probably hang out in Amsterdam for Monday.
Amsterdam's great. I love Amsterdam.
Yeah. So I'll hang out. A lot of great record stores in Amsterdam too.
Yeah.
So I'll have a day. Alicia wants to go to they have a chocolate pastry museum, apparently.
Ooh.
Apparently Den Bosch is
drugs
famous for one. Well, Den Bosch apparently is famous
too.
for this one pastry, and she wants to go visit the museum.
You can take the Heineken tour also.
There's a great record store across from the Heineken factory. I remember going to it 2015.
Right.
I spent 2 summers before COVID playing a classical music festival in this town in Italy where they make Ferrero Rocher.
Mm-hmm.
And every single morning it would smell like chocolate. And actually, the Ferrero Rocher is huge in that town, and they had their own conference center with a concert hall, and we played a concert in the Ferrero Rocher concert hall.
Yeah, you guys really should make an effort to go to Den Bosch. You'll really like it. It's fantastic. It blows off. I don't even want to go to Austin anymore because Den Bosch is so good. It's just, I go to Austin, it's a trip.
In spite of the shipping and everything, in spite of dragging shit back and forth, it's
not that big a deal. Now, I have a way to logistically get a pallet of stuff there and keep it and store it in the Netherlands.
Very cool, right.
I can continually do it, but I would have to be willing to commit to being at every single show. And it's hard because Record Store Day sometimes schedules, sometimes they're on the same exact day.
That's right.
So that would be a problem. I wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, kooky.
It's not the same day in April, right?
Record Store Day hasn't officially come out with
It's a busy fucking month.
Their date, but as of now, it's the week before. But until Record Store Day, firmly puts that date out, I don't know. But it shouldn't be. It should be the week before this year. But sometimes Record Store Day will move around the date, I think, to avoid Earth Day. Is it Earth Day?
Okay.
April Fool's Day.
Yeah, no, I think it's Earth Day. I think they've moved it in the past to avoid Earth Day.
And 420, you don't want to do it on 420.
Yeah. Well, I think that would be actually more. I think that would work for
That would help.
Usually Record Store Day is around 420.
Yeah. I think that would work.
Mike might fall victim to store closure Monday.
For what?
Oh yeah, Mondays suck.
Amsterdam.
Saying that
after Den Bosch.
Stores are closed on Mondays.
A lot of stores are closed on Monday, but you know what?
You'll still find some.
There's plenty of stuff open, and if there's too many record stores open on Monday, I'm going to get in trouble. Because then I'll be like, you know, I have to actually spend some time with her doing.
You could take her to Anne Frank's house for a laugh.
Hey,
Be
listen,
hilarious.
Elliot. The record shows you're used to pigs are running loose on the around the tables, and there's hay everywhere.
Yeah, I've
This
often
is
heard
legit
variety
place.
is just not a good thing. Too much of a good thing is a bad thing. I've heard that.
I mean, some of these shows can be overwhelming, and then you're worried you missed something that you were like looking for.
You're gonna miss a lot of something, and it is overwhelming, but it's not though because it's laid back. It is Europe, and
I
it is
find the
somewhat
bigger
laid
shows
back.
I go to, I buy the less records. I don't know.
Not
why.
this show though. That's the difference. This is the show that has everything that you're not used to seeing.
Okay.
So it's
The
all
two
the
two
stuff
big
that's
shows in
missing.
LA, I don't buy anything. Not a thing. I just go there and drop papers. I'm a paper boy. It's weird.
My fear of going to Den Bosch is Jim asking me to bring a bundle of papers with me to drop them off.
Yeah. Could you put these in your bag?
So I think I was listening to you give out your, you know, when you were attempting to fundraise and you were trying to figure out how much you were going to need to ask for either
Talking
a
to me?
promotion. Yeah,
Yeah.
talking to you.
Yeah.
So I thought about it. Your numbers are high for sure.
Well, you want a little extra, just cush, you know.
You can't go fund me your cush. Cush.
I say
Amoeba did. Amoeba
say-
did.
I say like all in $4,000 with
Yeah,
airfare. Less? You think
Yeah,
less?
absolutely. So I paid. Well, I mean, I got it for free for airline miles, but it was the equivalent of $1,100
Yeah, that's what I
For
did. Guess
Premium
11,000.
for a premium plus ticket.
Right.
That's what I paid here. I got 6 nights at the nicest hotel, I think, probably in that town, and it was $1,100, not euros, dollars. So I'm in for about $2,200.
But there's always like hotels always like have
No, there's no
30%.
no, there's no bullshit. It's not Las Vegas,
Okay.
so there's no bullshit fees. Not only that, food is significantly cheaper when you go there. You know, you don't have to tip. That's another thing. You don't tip there. They look at it as an insult. So you're not
Rob doesn't
tipping.
tip anyway, so yeah.
And your martini's like €3 there. Like
Shut
So
up.
basically, we're talking 3,500 by the time you just have trains and connections and
probably 3.
food and
Probably 3.
okay, all right.
But you know what? Some of that you can't really think of as an expense because you're going to be drinking
Rob-
martinis and eating food in Seattle.
I don't drink.
Mazzy's gonna drop $1,000 in the red light district.
But, Mike, you don't
Be
understand.
careful of the blue lights. I found out that, you know, the blue lights, you got to watch out for the blue lights.
Mazzy's favorite movie
I don't get the joke.
is Super
Not a
Bowl.
joke. So in the red light district, the blue lights are transition people.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I've been to
Oh,
Amsterdam.
Gotta
3
know what you're
times.
buying.
They have a special light. So
Yeah.
I'm just telling you ahead of time.
It's
Isn't
like
Denmark-
so it's like their Spars code.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's their sparse code of the
Isn't-
red light district.
isn't-
So you
isn't
know ahead
Den
of
Bosch-
time.
Isn't
what you
Den
get.
Bosch about an hour from Amsterdam?
You're
train?
flying into Amsterdam. You're going to the airport in Schiphol.
Okay.
You literally hop on one train, and that train takes you directly to Den Bosch, and the hotels are right off the train. So you walk from the train to the hotel.
Text me the name of your hotel that you're staying at so I can just
Yeah.
do some research.
So it's there off the train. You go there, and then you can walk. It's about a little less than a mile to walk to
So I
the
can
event.
walk. Yeah.
But I always take a cab, so you can hop in it with me. That'll save you some money, Mr. Maslow.
No, I'm not. It's not that I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to.
It's a great trip, and it's not that expensive. It's
Right.
reasonable for what it is.
Yeah, I bet you get a lot of cool videos out of it.
No, I know
things-
because I know what I paid for London for a week in London, and it
Okay.
wasn't cheap.
London's
London's
gonna cost
expensive,
$2,000 or something. Isn't
Den
it?
Bosch is significantly cheaper than London.
Yeah.
I mean, even much cheaper than Amsterdam. You're not staying in Amsterdam. A decent hotel in Amsterdam is probably €600.
But when you go over there, when I
night.
fly over there, of course I want to stay a couple days in Amsterdam. You know, I mean,
could-
once you're there,
you take the
Mazzy
train,
wants
though.
to have space cake.
Yeah.
okay, I'll revisit. Text me the name of the hotel if you don't mind.
I will.
Okay.
All right, everyone, have a good day. See you on
Okay.
Yeah.
Thursday.
Rails.
Wait, hey, happy Veterans Day to everyone in the audience.
Oh, yeah. Happy Veterans Day.
Bye.
Bye, Michael.
See you guys.